The Great Commission. In the soft morning light of a Galilean dawn, disciples gathered on a peaceful mountaintop where Jesus had asked them to meet. The air was fresh and clear, carrying the sweet scent of spring flowers and the gentle whisper of wind through the grass. Birds welcomed the new day with their morning songs, and wisps of mist still clung to the valleys below. The followers came from various places, their hearts full of anticipation and wonder. Some had walked long distances through the quiet countryside, following familiar paths that wound through olive groves and flowering meadows. Each step brought them closer to this appointed meeting, their minds filled with memories of all they had witnessed in recent days. The mountain itself seemed to hold a sacred silence, as if nature understood the significance of what was about to unfold. Soft clouds drifted overhead, casting gentle shadows that moved slowly across the landscape. The early morning light touched everything with a golden warmth, creating an atmosphere of peace and expectation. As they gathered on the mountainside, the disciples spoke quietly among themselves, sharing their experiences of the risen Jesus. Some had seen him in Jerusalem, others by the Sea of Galilee, and still others in quiet rooms where they had gathered in fellowship. Each encounter had left them changed, their understanding deepening with every precious moment in his presence. Then, in the growing light of morning, Jesus appeared among them. His presence was both gentle and magnificent, bringing a deep sense of peace to everyone gathered there. Some fell to their knees in worship, while others stood in quiet wonder, their hearts overflowing with joy and reverence. Even those who still carried small doubts felt drawn to the profound love that radiated from his being. Jesus approached them with the same gentle grace that had marked his entire ministry. His eyes held infinite kindness as he gazed upon each person gathered there, understanding their hearts and the journey that lay ahead of them. The morning breeze stirred softly around them, carrying the freshness of dawn and the promise of new beginnings. Speaking in tones that seemed to resonate with both authority and tenderness, Jesus shared words that would echo through centuries to come. "All authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me," he began, his voice carrying easily across the peaceful mountaintop. The words settled gently into their hearts, like dew on morning flowers. He continued with loving clarity, sharing their purpose and calling. They were to go forth into all the world, sharing the message of divine love and teaching others to live in the way he had shown them. His words painted a picture of a future filled with possibility, where the seeds of faith they would plant would grow and flourish in unexpected places. The commission was both profound and beautifully simple: to share the good news, to welcome new believers through baptism, and to teach others to follow the path of love he had demonstrated. As he spoke, the rising sun continued to warm the mountaintop, seeming to highlight the universal nature of this calling that extended to all peoples and nations. But perhaps most comforting of all was his promise of continuing presence. Even as he prepared to leave them in physical form, he assured them that he would be with them always, until the very end of the age. These words wrapped around them like a warm embrace, offering comfort and courage for the journey ahead. As the disciples absorbed these precious words, the morning light grew stronger, illuminating the landscape below them. Villages and fields stretched out in the distance, representing the countless lives that would be touched by this message of love and hope. The vastness of their calling was balanced by the intimate assurance of divine presence that would accompany them every step of the way. Jesus spoke to them of practical matters with patient care, helping them understand how to share his teachings with gentleness and respect. They were to approach others with the same love and compassion he had shown, meeting people where they were with understanding hearts. The morning birds continued their songs, providing a peaceful backdrop to these final, precious instructions. Each word seemed to carry special weight, like pearls of wisdom to be treasured and shared. They were to make disciples not through force or fear, but through love and example. The teaching was to be done with the same patience and care that Jesus had shown them, helping others understand the depth and beauty of divine love. The promise of his continuing presence was like a warm mantle wrapped around their shoulders, providing comfort and strength. Though they would face challenges along the way, they would never walk alone. The same power that had conquered death would be with them, guiding their steps and touching hearts through their words and actions. As we rest and reflect on this beautiful moment of commissioning, we can find deep comfort in its enduring message. It reminds us that we are all part of a continuing story of divine love reaching out to embrace the world. Like ripples spreading from a stone dropped in still water, the impact of these words continues to touch lives across time and distance. The Great Commission speaks to us of both purpose and presence. It reminds us that each of us has a part to play in sharing love and hope with others, yet we never have to do it alone. Divine presence walks with us, just as it walked with those first disciples, providing guidance, strength, and comfort along the way.